It will be Keon Ambrose Hilton to take the tip against Khalil Miller. Stingers ready, Shooting Stars ready. Let's do it. Let's play some basketball. The Shooting Stars control the tip, and we are underway in Edmonton. Bravion Smith, averaging over 26 points per game, finds Donovan Williams. Barber puts it back out to Miller. Three-pointer off the mark. Rebound collected by Edmonton. And here come the Stingers on offense, led by Sean East II. Lobs it down to Ambrose Hilton. Off the glass and in, and the Stingers draw first blood.
You love to see that kind of sprint and rim to rim by your post and showing for the ball, demanding the ball for the easy score early.
Barber finds Walker. Guarded by Hornsby to Smith. Long three-pointer for Smith. Comes up short. Walker there for the rebound. Gets it right back to Smith. Finds Williams in the corner for a three. That comes up short. Hornsby with the rebound, and here come the Stingers. Strong pass to Boursier, and has that ripped loose by Cat Barber. Barber crosses half. Smith in the corner, steps out of bounds, and it will be Stingers ball. A minute 8 into the first quarter.
When I talked about in keys to the game about taking care of the ball, that was a prime example. Nick had a guy close to him wide open, but chose to throw in a two-player pass, and it resulted in a turnover.
Hornsby loses the handle, gets it right back, but that is poked loose, and another turnover here by the Stingers. And a tough shot. Williams doesn't get that to fall, but a foul is called. As we'll take a look at the officials for this afternoon's matchup, crew chief Mr. Perry Stothert. The umpires are Cooper Poppins and Joe Lamb, as the Shooting Stars go to the line for the first time tonight.
First impression only. This is the fastest team I've seen. Their ability to get from point A to point B is very, very good. They're quick.
Williams coming into action this afternoon, averaging 26 points per game, just under 5 rebounds and over 3 assists.
Those are big numbers. Those are really big numbers, and we saw they both missed, both he and his high-scoring teammate Smith and Williams. They're going to look for their shot early, and they're going to look for their shot deep.
Smith tried to pick East's pocket. East with the lane, and a nice left-handed finish. I think he was surprised with how much room he had, but the Stingers lead by 3 early.
That's that ability that Sean has to change pace and change direction and take a real quick defender off, get him off balance and take him off the bounce.
Barber to his left, launches a 3. That's going to be short. Rebound collected there by Scotty Lindsay, and here come the Stingers with speed. East behind the back to Lindsay. Lindsay a floater from just inside the foul line. And that was in. A great effort there by Smith, but the bucket's going to count. Stingers lead by 5.
Excellent transition by the Stingers. You had multiple players running the court the way you want them to. First, Ambrose Hilton got down court. Scotty Lindsay trailed, and Sean East found him just at the right time.
Barber almost lost it, but regains possession. Boursier all over Barber, kicks it out. Barber gets it back. Down low to Miller. And Scarborough having a hard time hitting some shots early. Here come the Stingers, led by Sean East II. He is swatted. I think Miller's going to be the guilty party. A little too aggressive, trying to poke that loose from behind. It's the first foul against Scarborough in this game.
You know, it's interesting. Again, these are always first impressions, and the way teams settle down over the 40-minute game is always interesting. But right now, Scarborough looks just a bit off balance and a bit agitated. They're playing them. I don't think they were expecting Sean East to be as hard to guard as he has been so far.
I think they can join the club. I think a lot of teams around the CEBL have been learning that this year.
He's just playing hard to guard everywhere. That's true.
That shot off the mark.
Speaking of hard to guard, Stingers are going to have to do a good job of keeping their scorers in front of them.
Miller, baseline to Barber. Boursier watching Bart. 8 to go in the shot clock. Barber spins in traffic. Ambrose Hilton there with the rebound. Hornsby to Boursier. To East. East and Smith. Nice pass down low. Ambrose Hilton, what a finish.
Fan years What a pass. Sean East broke his man down, found his cutting teammate Ambrose Hilton for the nice finish.
Williams at three-pointers off the mark. Miller right there with the rebound. Fights it, finds Walker. His baseline floater goes, and that's a big bucket for the Shooting Stars. Cuts that lead down to 8-3 in favor of the Stingers. But Edmonton with a response, and a quick one. Scotty Lindsay with the bucket, and a chance to complete the three-point play.
There are so many aspects of Sean East's game that are exceptional. But what he's done with passing the ball and finding a cutting Scotty Lindsay in transition after the beautiful pass and assist to Ambrose Hilton just adds another dimension to his game, which includes at the basket, mid-range, and the three, but making his teammates better as well. Complete player. Marvelous sequence.
Lindsay at the line. Some substitutions for Scarborough's Kobe Elvis checks in for the first time tonight, as does Jordan Nicholas. First, Lindsay sinks that one. Here come the Shooting Stars. Three-pointer here from Cope is good. Scarborough had a hard time shooting threes early in this one, but that's a big bucket there for Jaden Cope, his first points of the game. East for three. What a response from Sean East. Teams exchanging three-point buckets early in this first quarter. Elvis to Nicholas. Three-pointer here from Williams is good. And now the Shooting Stars are heating up from three.
As we knew they would. So the Stingers cannot lose Williams. They cannot lose Smith at any point, because they can get going quickly and put up numbers fast.
CEBL fans, sign up for a Neo credit card to receive a $25 bonus and enter to win a Neo Championship Weekend VIP experience. Learn more at join.cc/CEBL. Three-pointer here from Smith, off the mark. Rebound controlled by the Stingers, and it's Borsey. His head up. Stops just inside the three-point line, put a little too much on that. Smith in perfect position for that rebound, and here come the Stars. Williams. Short on that three-pointer.
Good contest by Mason on that three by Williams.
Hornsby goes up and under. That's a tough bucket for the Mets, but he makes it look easy. 69 Stingers lead.
Once again, Nick Hornsby finds a way to get it done in traffic, finishes right around the basket, and they need that kind of injection from Nick.
Elvis off balance, put a little too much on that. Borsey there to collect the rebound with speed. Looking for some help, finds East. Hornsby deflected. We're going to say last touch by Scarborough, so it will be Edmonton ball with 4:26 remaining in the first. You are watching CEBL Basketball live on TSN Plus, Game Plus, and CEBL Plus, powered by TonyBet. Paul, you said it, this Scarborough team plays fast on the court.
They play fast, but the Stingers have been up to the task so far. But they've got to stay after it for 40 minutes, because Scarborough looks to wear you down and use their speed and their shooting ability to get at you.
Chris Smith, welcome to the game. He's got his first points of the afternoon, and the Stingers doubling up the Shooting Stars by a score of 18-9.
What an addition Smith has been to the Stingers. He brings in skill, savvy, and strength.
And a great defensive play there to poke that loose.
And just in that timeout, Mark, Paul, we heard the Shooting Stars coach talk about defensively hustling back. They feel like they're getting beat back to their own hoop by the Stingers. And offensively, coach saying stop settling for threes. Pass the ball around, make the Stingers work.
Thank you very much, Sarah. As Kobe Elvis' three was short, and the Stingers control the rebound and looking to extend that lead. Can't be finished. There is a nice finish there by Chris Smith.
You know, you think, if you don't know who Mike Nuga is, you just saw who he is. He is a streak. He just flies down the court.
10 to go on the shot clock. Tough shot there off the mark. That was Cope. And here come the Stingers looking for a response. Hornsby. Smith spins, baseline from about 8 feet away. Put a little too much on that rebound. Snatched up there by Nicholas. He hands it off to Elvis. Smith. Nice play there by Terquavion Smith with the left hand. A really pretty finish in tight. East. Double team anytime he touches the ball. Fires over to Borsay in the corner. Hornsby. East. 8 to go on the shot clock. He's spinning around, lobs it up. Couldn't put enough on that rebound. Collected by Nicholas, and here comes Scarborough. Smith. Elvis wide open for 3 in the corner. Off the mark. Hornsby there finds Nuga. One-on-one with Elvis, and Nuga with the flush. Timeout called by Scarborough. 22-11. Stingers in front. 2:12 remaining in the first quarter. Let's take a look at this finish by Mike Nuga.
My goodness. Mike, I am so glad you're back with Edmonton. He is just out there like a bolt of lightning. Explodes to the basket.
So coming out of that timeout, 2:12 remaining in the first.
It's been all Stingers so far, Mark.
It has been. And you got to, I always ask this question, is it rest or is it going to be rust? Coming off a week, it looks like it's certainly been rest for the Stingers.
Right, it has been, and now with Elijah's in along with Isaiah, we'll see what they can do if they can give the Stingers another lift as well.
Barber being harassed from behind by Miller. Didn't bother him enough as he scores to cut that mini run down by the Stingers.
And there, Coach Jordan Baker in that timeout by Scarborough, just talking about the importance of Scarborough missing so many of their threes, about rebounding, being on the glass, and making sure everyone is boxing out every shot.
Barber crosses half. It's a nice move, pick set. Barber fouled as Nuga disagrees with that. Nonetheless, that will send Scarborough to the line as Cal Tire is a proud partner and tire expert of the CEBL. Shop top tire brands and have peace of mind with Cal Tire's price match guarantee. Shop and book at caltire.com.
Cat Barber obviously is putting the shooting stars on his back right now to try to get them going. We talk about how important it is for him to get the ball in the hands of his shooters, but a great point guard at times is going to go out and try to make things happen as well, just to get his team unlocked. Because so far, like we said, it's been all Edmonton, and now he's just trying to get the team get some momentum going into the second quarter.
Barber coming into this one averaging 13 points per game. That's third on Scarborough. There's Osborne for the Stingers. Edmonton leads by 10. Scotty Lindsay for 3. Too strong. Tipped around. Walker controls that. And here comes Barber again. Just a magnet for that ball and has a man wide open in the corner. Campbell can't finish that. Smith loses the rebound, hits the deck. As Chris Smith looks like he's in a bit of discomfort.
Took a pretty hard fall on his hip, I think, as he was getting out in transition. One thing of note, that is Scotty Lindsay's first three-point attempt in the game so far. Good to see him take it, and I think the Stingers are going to be emphasizing trying to give him looks as Scarborough drops back into a zone.
Nuga corner for 3, no good, but Smith in perfect position for the offensive rebound off the glass. As Barber holding his face, looks like he maybe collided with Smith after that shot. So with 45.7 seconds remaining in the first.
Smith has been the ideal garbage man so far. He's been cleaning up around the basket.
So far it's been working. Stingers up by 12. Barber going to stay in the game. I bet his eyes are watering up quite a bit right now. But not bothering right now. Campbell. Barber. Campbell gets it back. Three-pointer. Off the mark, Scarborough. It's hit a couple, but leaving a lot to be desired from beyond the arc is Scotty Lindsay. With the right hand, a nice touch there, close to their in by Lindsay. The Stingers have doubled up their lead again. They lead by 14. 10 seconds remaining for the Shooting Stars in the first quarter. Barber. Step back three for Barber. Off the mark. Nuga with the rebound. He's going to launch a long three-pointer at the buzzer, and that's going to miss just to the left. And at the end of the first quarter, it's all Edmonton Stingers. They lead 28-14.
Tremendous start for the Stingers. I thought we were maybe going to get another Nick Hornsby three-quarter court shot there as Mike Nuga let it go. But outstanding first quarter by the Stingers, and so many contributions in different ways from so many players. We talked about the depth and needing those contributions to happen, Mark. Certainly the Stingers got that in the first quarter.
Stingers lead by 14 after the first. You're watching CEBL basketball live on
things I love most about this organization. We're active in the community. I grew up in the Edmonton basketball community, so it's great to see that our professional team is active and, you know, giving these kids an opportunity to not only meet some of their local heroes, but experience a game that we all love and brings us together. So it's been pretty cool.
100%. Can you also talk about how experiences like this help grow interest in basketball in our city?
It's incredible. Like I said, it just gives opportunities to see that, you know, the athletes are real people. They're down to earth. They love giving back, and they get to enjoy the city that we all call home. And a lot of the guys on the team are from Edmonton. I'm from Edmonton, so it's just great to see that we're active in the community, and it was great to see all the kids that made it out.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jay. Appreciate that. We'll throw it back to you. Mark, Paul?
Well, thank you very much, Sarah, and thank you very much, Coach Tomlinson. We're back underway in the second quarter. Stingers lead by 12 as that three-pointer by Osborne off the mark. As Barber looking to get his team back into this one. Paul, you mentioned that Cat Barber was all over the floor in a positive way in that first quarter for Scarborough.
Well, he was. He was trying to get the team going, and they've had a little bit of a burst coming out of the first quarter break. They've scored the first 4 points. Now, Edmonton's had a couple of threes taken by Scotty Lindsay and Isaiah Osborne. That's good to know that they're starting to look for their shot, but they're going to have to start knocking it down as well and finishing.
Ambrose Hilton misses, but zips it back to Miller for three.
You know what? They've missed three, but they've been three outstanding looks. They got to keep taking them.
As Walker thought about a three, then takes a couple steps and drives. That does everything but fall. As Young rips it loose to Barber. Long two-pointer there by Barber. Too strong. Miller with the rebound, and Paul, something that stood out to both you and I at the end of the first quarter as Chris Smith with a nice finish out for the Stingers. In that first quarter, Paul, Scarborough is shooting 2 for 14 from beyond the arc. That number has to improve if they want to get back into this one.
100% and 24% overall won't get it done either. And this is a good basketball team, so this is probably not, it's safe to assume that's not going to continue through the whole game.
Well, your margin for error is very slim in any pro league, but especially a team like Scarborough, who has the offensive firepower, as Khalif Young has that poked loose. Foul called.
Major substitutions for both teams, Mark. They're going to see a major rotation coming in, getting their scorers back in Scarborough. The margin is 12 right now, but always bearing in mind the game's a marathon, not a sprint. Great first quarter. That's something to build on by the Stingers, but Scarborough is capable of making up any kind of differential very, very quickly with their ability to shoot the ball.
Especially the man with the ball in his hands right now, Quavion Smith to Donovan Williams as he steps out of bounds.
Second corner out of bounds infraction against Scarborough tonight. They just haven't found their rhythm. They really do look out of sorts so far.
They were in action on Friday night on the road against Winnipeg. And Edmonton, as we mentioned earlier, hasn't played in just about a week's time. As East fouled. And no, they're actually going to say that was an offensive foul. Sorry, no. Foul against Scarborough, but they're saying it was not in the act of shooting.
Right, on the ground when the foul occurred. So they took the bucket away. Sean was convinced, as he would, any player would be, that he had made the basket and it should be an and one.
Khalil Miller takes a seat as Jaden Cope checks back in. East to Ambrose Hilton. Gets it right back. Hornsby. Directing traffic. Nice dish in traffic to Lindsay. But again, foul called before the shot.
We talked about Nick Hornsby's ability to make a special pass. That was another one. Scotty Lindsay set his man up, cut back door. Nick hit him right on the hands. It was still on the floor, so it's not a two-shot foul, but another great pass and cut.
Hornsby wide open, couldn't quite put enough on that one. And here come the Stars in transition. Williams in the corner. Smith. Back to Williams. Three-pointer here for Scarborough. Going to be short. Smith fights off Forcier. Nice shot there by Terquavion Smith. And it's now just a 10-point lead for Edmonton. Forcier. To Hornsby. Hornsby cuts right through the defenders and has that swatted away by Young. Forcier gets it back. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Three-pointer here by Lindsay. Too strong.
Scotty hasn't looked comfortable on his three-pointer yet, but he's got to keep shooting. That was deep in the shot clock, so that was probably a little more rush than he'd like.
But neither team is really comfortable with the three-pointer so far in this one. Smith off the mark. Rebound collected by Cope. And we'll see what the official score is going to be. Basket's good. And we'll take a look here at a great effort here by Smith. Off the mark, but Cope there for the rebound. Swatted away, so the bucket is good.
It was a goaltending call on Scotty Lindsay, which these are mistakes that a team really has to be careful that they don't fall into a pattern to make. Number one, they did not see the shot. It was well defended and short of the basket. They were not watching ball man. That's number one. Number two, Scotty can't give them an easy 2 points. You never know when 2 points are going to make a big difference in a game.
East with a burst. This V goes up and under. Can't quite get that to fall. So they're saying that Terquavion Smith grabbed the net. And we're going to have a coach's challenge as pretty much everyone on that Scarborough bench jumped up when they saw that call. That's going to send Perry Stothard to the monitor.
It's going to be interesting to see if contact was made with the net. Perry is saying that the net was pulled while the ball was on the rim. That could affect the basket, certainly. So it will be interesting to see. 35-20.
Terquavion Smith and Perry Stothard had a bit of a moment there. I say this all the time. It is unbelievable how officials see everything on the floor. It's happening so fast.
Absolutely.
Usually they're right. It's really impressive to see.
It is. It is.
Back underway in the second quarter. Stingers lead by 10. Smith. Ambrose Hilton watching Smith. As Jordan Nicholas ended up behind the net. It goes out of bounds, so it's going to be Stingers' possession. East with a burst of speed.
Ball got deflected on its way to its intended target.
He's trying to thread the needle there, and here comes Williams. Goes right up against Ambrose Hilton. And those two big bodies collide.
Keon holding his left knee. Hopefully there's no problem. Getting up okay.
Take a look here, coming right into your living room. Ambrose Hilton, unfortunately.
Keon did a good job of going straight up initially, Mark, but his arms did come down, initiate contact on the shot, so it was a good call.
So Donovan Williams to the line, averaging 26 points per game, had a game-high 30 on Friday night against Winnipeg. Adding to that total, he had four points in the first quarter. And Paul, you mentioned it, they're just kind of chipping away at this lead. You said it's a marathon, it's not a sprint.
Well, it is, and like the Stingers are doing a nice job. They're still up 9 points, 8 points. So that's a good lead, but that's not a comfortable lead. Certainly not in the CEBL, certainly not with a team like Scarborough who can score a lot of points quickly. Stingers have to get back to execution and finishing around the basket.
Sean East to Nick Hornsby. East gets it right back. Directing traffic.
Winnipeg's in a bit of a funky zone.
Smith, long two-pointer is good. That's a big bucket for Edmonton.
That is a big bucket, and Smith has been rock solid at the start of the game.
Williams and Boursier collide, and Boursier picks up the foul, and that will send Scarborough to the line. This is a way for Scarborough to get back into it, get to the line and hit some shots.
Well, you can see there, Mason Boursier will give his body up readily in trying to look to take the charge. That was close, but he was still moving. It was a good call by the officials. But what Scarborough has changed is, as Sarah pointed out, their coach was talking about, they're looking to attack the basket and go to the basket inside out on the kicks, as opposed to looking to just come down and shoot a quick three. And it's working. They're cutting into the lead. They're hanging around.
Williams looking to go 2 for 2 on this trip. Does just that. It's a quick substitution as Tay Donald's going to check in for the first time tonight for Edmonton, as Mason Boursier will take a seat. As Donald gets involved right away.
Scarborough's in a 1-2-2 zone press and dropping back into a 1-2-2 defense.
Donald in the corner, fakes a three, goes up and under. Didn't put enough spin on that one as Barber there for the rebound, and here come the Shooting Stars. And there was a collision between Jordan Nicholas and Nick Hornsby. That's going to give the ball back to Edmonton with 5:05 remaining in the first half.
I believe we have a warning on Black. They're getting pretty upset and a bit chippy with the officials right now.
Well, the first quarter absolutely flew by, but I feel like the second we've slowed up just a touch with the pace here.
And I think Scarborough's done a good job. They've gone to a zone defense. They're trying to slow the Stingers down. They've taken away a lot of their dribble penetration. But what they're leaving open and what the zone leaves open are the 8 to 12 foot jump shots, as Chris Smith just took a nice open look that was easy, but wasn't able to finish.
Barber missed his first attempt, got his rebound, and put it back in. So now just a 6-point lead for Edmonton, and Cat Barber's motor is just absolutely humming right now.
Well, and speaking of motors humming.
Yeah, what a finish there by Sean East. As out of bounds, last touch by Edmonton, so Scarborough will get possession with 4.5 remaining.
You know what, Sean East, yeah, we know what his engine's like, but Cat Barber, we talked about it in the first quarter, Mark. He is really trying to spark this team and get them back, get them out of their fog, and he's attacking relentlessly right now, and successfully.
Stingers lead by 8.
I think it's a bit of a draw. They're kind of fighting. It's kind of a rock fight right now, where they're both slowing down a little bit and both being more deliberate about attacking. Scarborough's junked it up with their zone defense, but they've been attacking the rim until then.
It's a big 3-point shot there by Donovan Williams.
Cutting it to 5 now and just chipping away.
East couldn't get that to drop. Nicholas with the rebound finds Williams.
Well defended by Campbell.
Steps through his defender. What a finish there by Donovan Williams. And the Stingers call timeout as they lead by 3. Get cash back on Stingers ticket purchases at CEBL. 24% for the rest of the game. Right? You said it earlier. That was probably an anomaly in that first quarter, but you have to assume that wave is coming sooner rather than later.
Well, you have to assume you know it's going to come, but like, look now, they're going back into this 1-2-2 zone press and dropping back into a zone defense. That just does not allow that dribble penetrate or the screen and roll action that the Stingers are used to having.
Nice pass down low, and that is a nice finish there by Kevin Bursey, his first minutes of the afternoon.
Well, and a nice pass on the interior, but again, it went inside, outside, inside, and then around the basket. Because one thing the zone does when you move the ball against it, you get a lot of gaps.
Williams' 3 is short. Hornsby there for the rebound. Here comes East. There's always 2 black jerseys swarming Sean East anytime he gets the ball. Hornsby with a nice spin. Pivot off the glass, no good. Rebound snatched up there by Nicholas and stolen by Hornsby. Hornsby and Lindsay 2-on-1. Nice behind the back pass just can't finish. And those buckets might come back to haunt the Stingers. Well, not if they keep getting steals like that. Great positioning there by the vet Nick Hornsby. Osborne, corner three. No mistake there, and what a sequence of events there by Edmonton. Timeout called with 3 minutes remaining.
That was a great sequence by Edmonton, courtesy of a young man named Mr. Nick Hornsby. Two phenomenal defense.
A 8-point advantage for Edmonton. Barber. First two products of NC State on the floor for Scarborough right now. Khalif Young. Barber. Watched by East. Jump shot just inside the free throw line is good for Young. That's a simple bucket, but Scarborough will take it. We trail by 6. East. To Bursey. Gives it right back. Three-pointer here from East is good. 44-35. Stingers lead. That's a big three-point shot there from Sean East the second.
You always hope when you're a coach and you call a timeout when your team is starting to slip that you're going to get this kind of response. Stingers have stepped up to the task and the lead is ballooned up to 9.
Stingers, one of the top three-pointing teams in the entire CEBL, as a travel called against Scarborough, so another turnover. Edmonton now has a chance to really pad this lead as we approach halftime. 2:03 remaining.
Interesting lineup that the Stingers have in. They don't have a true big in right now. Bursey is playing the 5. And you're seeing going to the small ball on the part of the Stingers against the zone.
Lindsay. Ripped down by Young. Nice grab there by Williams. Makes a nice finish in the paint. The Stingers looking for a response. East for 3. That is good. So back-to-back three-pointers from Sean East. Put the Stingers back up in front by 10.
I just want to comment how difficult both of those threes were, because they were both contested not just by one player, but by 2 or 3.
Lindsay. Spins. And a foul called. Barber will be the guilty party. He does not agree with that, but that will send Scotty Lindsay to the line.
He did move under Scotty as he went up for the shot, and the contact was made low. So it was a call that had to be made.
Mike Nuga checks back in. What I'm going to assume is the final 1:15 of this half. Isaiah Osborne takes a seat, but hits some big shots in his time on the floor.
Isaiah is starting to look more and more comfortable in the Stinger rotation. And I think he's going to be a very important player as this second half of the season gets going. They're going to need his shooting, and they're going to need his length to come in and play effectively in the wing.
He goes 2 for 2. Restores a double-digit advantage for Edmonton, and here comes Cat Barber. To Smith. Williams. Good ball moving here by Scarborough. 11 to go on the shot clock. Barber. Down low, no one there. Out of bounds. And the Stingers will get the ball back with under a minute remaining.
I just want to point out how outstanding the defense was by Nick Hornsby on Cat Barber. Gave him enough space that he couldn't go past him, but not too much that he could shoot over him.
Nuga to East. Three-pointer for East. Goes 3 for 3 in the second quarter. The shots keep getting bigger and bigger for Sean East.
Sean East is a player. He is, every night he comes ready, and every night he is giving you something special.
Barber looking for the response, can't do it. Walker with the rebound. Hornsby pokes it loose. Whose ball is it going to be? It will be Edmonton possession. And Nick Hornsby has been all over the floor this afternoon for Edmonton.
Actually, they call a foul, so this is going to put Nick on the line.
Wow.
To give the Stingers an opportunity to go up 14.
Which is what the lead was. They're up 14 after the first quarter. But a really nice second half to the second quarter, right off that timeout that they called.
It was two different teams. Yeah, two different teams. Coach Baker got them to make the adjustment. Plus, Scarborough went out of their zone. And as soon as they went back man-to-man, Sean East went to work.
Hornsby to shoot a pair. First one drops. Restores a 14-point lead. Tied for the largest lead of the game.
It's been an outstanding burst. And it's especially, I think, for the Stingers, a great lift going into the locker room, because the way they've done it with Scarborough making a nice incremental run, being able to pull it back and get things going again and build up a big lead.
The Scarborough will get possession, down by 15, but 1 second between shot clock and game clock. Smith across his half. Surveys the situation. Scotty Lindsay about 8 feet in front of him. Smith in no hurry to get this play off. Under 10 seconds remaining. Smith is going to put his head down, stops, drives, blocked by Osborne, gets it back at the buzzer, and what defensive play there by the Stingers. That shot's not going to go, but incredible defensive play there to shut down Terquavion Smith. Scarborough had a chance to put some points on the board, and they couldn't.
I think your color man was talking about Isaiah being needed for his length on the wing for defense. Who was that guy?
He's a smart guy, whoever he is.
Modest, too.
Yes.
Awfully modest.
But it was some of those plays on defense, Paul. Big, and obviously you got to score points to win, but some of those stops, you never know when stopping them from 2 or 3 points is going to come in handy, especially the run that we saw Scarborough go.
It doesn't matter. That's why the Stingers have to take advantage of the home court.
You just got to get to the dance. Doesn't matter how you get there. You just got to get yourself there.
You could be dancing ugly, but you got to get there.
Absolutely. Back underway in the second half. Mark Majot, Paul Sarah Ryan with you. Stingers lead 54-39. It's been an exciting back and forth affair as the Shooting Stars look to cut into that deficit, and that is a perfect start. David Walker, his first three-pointer attempt of the night. We talked about how they struggled from three, but that is a perfect start for the visiting Shooting Stars.
On a great pass from Kat Barber.
Boursier, Lindsay, a long three-pointer. No good. Barber there for the rebound.
I'm interested to see if that's going to be their strategy throughout the second half, to double team Sean East when he gets the ball. I think they're going to try to take it out of his hand and make somebody else on the Stingers beat them.
Well, Sean East, 18 points in that first half. Shooting 70%. You'll take that?
We'll take that. 18 and 5, too.
Yeah.
With 2 turnovers. I mean, he did a really good job with some special passes.
Yeah, the Stingers with only 4 turnovers in that first half. You'd love to see it, and that's a great start there for Kat Barber. Barber now has 11 points. And a turnover there is Smith, his three-pointer off the mark. Hornsby with pace across half to East. Walker trying to contain East. Gets a piece of that great defensive play there by David Walker. And here come the Shooting Stars, down by 10. Barber with a lane and speed. A nice finish by Kat Barber. Now an 8-point lead for the Stingers.
Stingers are on their heels. Keon's raising his hands. The body language right now is, I think, a little bit overwhelmed. So they got to get a good set right here and get Scarborough back under control.
Lindsay, long two-pointer, too strong, and that's what head coach DeGiorgio said coming out of this break. We got to have a great 5 minutes. So far, they've had a first great 2 minutes. Barber. Boursier all over Barber. Pick set. Boursier tries to poke it loose. Does. Out of bounds. As Scarborough thinks there should have been a foul, but it's just out of bounds.
The Stingers have not done a good job so far adjusting to the faster pace of Scarborough. They have not moved the ball on offense. They're taking shots without passes. Sean's forced a couple of shots. Scotty the same. They got to get back to moving the ball and sharing the ball.
Hornsby and Walker collide. As East the ones that ends up with it. And with the burst of speed, lobs it ahead to Ambrose Hilton. Was pestered from behind by Young. Couldn't finish. Williams runs over Boursier. Williams in the corner. Walker. Barber. Smith, a long three-pointer is good. And the Shooting Stars have shot themselves right back into this one. Now just a 5-point lead for Edmonton. 54-49. Edmonton yet to score in the second half.
Quick 10 for Scarborough. We knew they had that potential. The Stingers, though, they have to be ready. And so far, it's been all Scarborough.
Edmonton looking to stop this run. Hornsby, 5 to go in the shot clock. And Edmonton turns it over. Williams again runs over Borsey. It's the second time in this half. Smith for three. That is good. A great looking shot by Terquavion Smith. And a timeout called by the Stingers. Their 15-point lead has shrunk to 2. 3 minutes into this third. Vent packs on sale now. 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. A 13-0 run to open up this half by Scarborough. Edmonton calls timeout. What do you think they're going to do coming out of this timeout? Before we get to that, Paul, Sarah, you had a chance to listen on that timeout.
Yeah, Coach Baker said with that 13-0 run, they're not going to solve it on offense. He said it needs to be a good stop defensively and then a strong possession to take their time to make something drop.
Thank you very much, Sarah. As Sean East, that shot is off the mark. Smith with the rebound. Paul, what do the Stingers got to do to get control back of this game?
Everything. Right now, everything. It is all Scarborough, and it continues to be Scarborough's. Cat Barber has owned the Stingers so far, tying the game up. Who would have thought?
Tied for the first time since tip-off, but Keon Ambrose Hilton says not so fast. A violent dunk in the paint puts the Stingers back up by 2.
And remember, runs, ebbs, flows. You've got to endure this great run by Scarborough and get back to playing your game.
Walker looking for help, finds Williams. Off the glass, no good. Lindsay there for the rebound. Here come the Stingers. Boursier gets it right to Lindsay. Lindsay, floater, doesn't go, gets the offensive rebound, gets the finish. That's a really good second effort there by the Stingers.
Mason's did a great job, too, of being settling people down, getting the ball in scorers' hands. Good take by Scotty Lindsay.
Mason Boursier does a lot of stuff that doesn't show up on the score sheet.
100%.
You know, coaches absolutely love that, and they love what David Walker just did. Takes an aggressive drive off the glass and in. These two teams going shot for shot coming out of the timeout. Hornsby, no look pass to East for 3. That is good. Sean East, 5 for 6 from beyond the arc. He's got a game-high 21 points. Restores a 5-point lead for the Stingers.
Nice job by Nick Hornsby, breaking the defense down in the paint, kicking it out to Sean, who 5 for 6 speaks for itself.
Barber to Williams. Barber. 3 to go in the shot clock. Got to get something up. He does, and that's good. Cat Barber for 3. Took every second off the shot clock. He's looking for a response, and he gets it. And he fouled. Sean East looking for the 4-point play.
The sun rises in the east, Mark. The sun rises in the east. Sean East hitting something special again as Scarborough has made this tremendous run only to be
for Quavion Smith, the guilty party. That's going to be his second foul, but East looking to complete the unicorn of basketball. It's hard to see these, the 4-point play, and he does just that. 6-point advantage for Edmonton.
What a competitor. Every game he comes out and he competes so hard.
Nicholas bumps, and a foul called. And the basket's going to count, so now Scarborough with a chance to complete a 3-point play of their own.
We are seeing right now 2 teams whose wills have risen to the highest level that we've seen in the game tonight. Both teams are playing fearlessly, playing aggressively. That was a big-time take by Nicholas, initiating contact with Nick Hornsby and finishing.
I know I sound like Gorilla Monsoon here, but it's an immovable object versus an unstoppable force we're seeing right now in this third quarter.
Very good to pull that out. I'm impressed with that, Mark.
Nuga. Stingers down by 4, up by 4, excuse me. It's been a back-and-forth third quarter. That's going to be out of bounds. East is saying it was deflected, but the officials disagree. So possession will go back to Scarborough.
That's a tough one with Coach Baker, because if you're not 100% sure, you don't want to waste You don't want to waste your opportunity to challenge if you don't know for certain this early in the game.
I did just catch him do a glance, and he looked at the scoreboard and looked at the table, decided to let this go.
Yeah, you got it. Sometimes you got to let it go for a more important time in the game.
Smith for three. Short. Hornsby with the rebound. Long pass to Osborne, deflected. Osborne loses the handle. It's controlled by Smith, and here come the shooting stars. Smith for three. That is good. Team's heating up from beyond the arc. And we're going to have some chaos here underneath the rim. Collision. Hornsby can't quite see who he's jawing with. But Coach Baker on the floor to separate things. Things escalated mighty quickly after that three-pointer, and a late shove there by Nicholas on Hornsby.
Yeah, Nicholas, there was grabbing and clutching by a variety of players. Nicholas over.
Neo, when using your Neo credit card, sign up now and receive a $25 bonus for Cravion Smith at the line. It's his first attempt, or his own first and only attempt. Now it will be Edmonton possession, so we're tied momentarily at 65. It's funny, after I mentioned Gorilla Monsoon, a WWE match breaks out underneath the rim. That was not my intention. Big Hornsby at the line. Gets the friendly bounce. And it looks like cooler heads will prevail. Everyone going to remain in the game. But something to watch, though, in the remaining, 10 minutes and change of gameplay.
The pace of the game, the intensity of the game has gone through the roof. So now, it's like you said, cooler heads have prevailed. We just hope both teams stay focused on basketball. And, to be quite honest, I'm sure they will.
Absolutely. 4 minutes or just under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Back underway, Nick Hornsby to Osborne. Elvis watching Osborne. Hornsby. That pass just threaded a needle. Found its way to Hornsby. 2 to run the shot clock. I don't think the Stingers realized how little time they had left. Shot clock violation. It will go to Scarborough. They trail by 2 points.
It's gone from a game comfortably controlled by the Stingers to a very even, hotly contested game that's going to make for a great last part of the third quarter, and of course when you get to target time.
Buckle up, here comes Kobe Elvis to Smith. Smith, strong pass in the paint to Nicholas. Chris Smith ends up with that for the Stingers. Tries to blow by Miller. Smith in the corner looking for help. Miller all over Smith. Tries to heave it up and is fouled in the corner. He had nowhere to go. Is painted into the corner. Draws a foul. That will send Chris Smith to the line to shoot a pair.
When you use the term, which is exactly what Chris tried to do, is blow by guy. He's not a blow by your guy type of player. Got into the corner, got himself in trouble, but it was very smart in being able to get his man off balance and draw the foul.
Smith, 10 points. He's got 11 points. Coming off the bench, very effective in the minutes he's played tonight for Edmonton.
He really has been. He's been the inside presence that the Stingers need. He scored around the bucket effectively, had a little bit of a funky shot there, but got to the line, got the result he wanted.
Goes 2 for 2. So Smith now with 12 points and restores a 4-point lead for Edmonton. Elvis to Nicholas. Smith thought about a three. Fakes left, goes right. Puts his defender on skates and finds Nicholas wide open. What a dish there by Smith. Great basketball play there by Scarborough. Newton. Elijah Miller to his left. Almost has that rip loose. Finds it. Smith. Smith trying to weave his way through forest of Scarborough trees.
Chris Smith is showing something I haven't seen so far in his game. His ability to square up, put it on the deck, and effectively get to the rim and draw the foul.
Get a nice look at here at him drawing that foul, coming right into your living room. And that's an effective way to get your lead back. Get to the line, hit your free throw shots.
Well, absolutely. And one of the things that you're always tempted to do is to hit three-pointers to get the lead back. Whereas if you penetrate draw contact into the free throw line or finish at the rim. That just seems to settle everybody down, and it makes the three-pointers a lot easier.
Smith.
What a great addition Chris Smith has been.
It's his next 2 free throw attempts. He's got 14, 4-point advantage for Edmonton. Campbell to Barber, double team. Barber to his left, takes a step through. Miller off the glass and in.
Cat Barber and his ability to get the ball deep in the shot clock and make a play is really impressive.
He's been a very important player for Scarborough all evening long. Miller on the baseline, a little too strong for Nuga. Smith gets it back. Three-pointer here is good. Mike Nuga with a big three-point shot. 74-69, Stingers lead.
I really love this backcourt of Miller and Nuga coming in for the Stingers. I think it gives them a look that could be really effective for them.
Barber. Baseline jumper for Miller. It's going to be short, but Nicholas and Hornsby fighting underneath the rim. Misses that shot. Miller comes flying in. He misses. And it will go out of bounds. It will remain Scarborough possession. So I think Elijah Miller gave a couple people in the front row a heart attack. How close he came to diving for that one. But Scarborough will get possession with 14 to go on the shot clock.
Guy that really gets after it for Scarborough is Nicholas. He really dogs the ball. He's got a great engine.
I imagine he'll be rather sore after this one with hitting the ice bath.
He will be, but boy, oh boy, does he give them a lift when the way he attacks the offensive glass.
For the confusion, looks like Edmonton's trying to call timeout. The officials are meeting. As Perry Stothard heading over to Jordan Baker to explain what's going on. So no timeout called. As Barber and Williams play give and go. Barber has that picked off by Smith. He's got Osborne, but he might be able to do it himself. Great play by Williams to get back on defense. Osborne wide open for 3. Can he hit it? He can! Isaiah Osborne for 3. Timeout called by Scarborough. 77-69 Stingers lead with 1:11 remaining in the third. That was a big three-point shot by Isaiah Osborne.
It was a big three-point shot, but what we've been talking about with Elijah Miller making the great pass to a wide open Isaiah Osborne is what we need. That's why I'm saying that this lineup intrigues me, because of the combination of skills that they have. Isaiah's ability to spot up and Elijah's ability to see the court.
1:11 remaining. We've seen everything in this third quarter. We'll take a look here.
Two bigs being in together. I think that's a really nice rotation for them.
Well, if Edmonton wants to go in a deep run come playoff time, they're going to need everyone. They're going to need players like Elijah, and they're going to need players like Mike Nuga.
100%.
Minute remaining in the third. Campbell. Barber. Miller almost stole that away. Young spins, fires. Smith rips that board down.
Strong rebound. Give it up, big fella. Yeah,
and they lose possession. It's going to go back to Scarborough.
Always watch when the post thinks he's a point guard. They have other guys for that. Chris has gotten a little dribble happy here, but on a strong rebound, I'm sure he'll pull it back in and get it to a guard.
Barber. 35 seconds remaining in the quarter. Walker.
Great help side by Isaiah Osborne on that penetration.
Swarmed by 2 gold jerseys immediately. Williams, 5 to go. Williams couldn't get that to fall. Smith with the rebound, and here comes Edmonton. Shot clock turned off. Nuga turns on the Jets, goes coast to coast, can't finish. Ripped down, rebound grabbed by Khalif Young. Barber at the other end. That one is too strong. And now Osborne. Nuga wide open, takes his time, shoots a 3, doesn't go. Ambrose Hilton goes out of bounds, and Scarborough will get possession with 1.7 seconds remaining, enough time to catch and shoot.
What a tremendous sequence by the Edmonton Stingers in the last 30 seconds.
That will do it at the end of the third quarter, 77-69, but a really nice finish there by Edmonton.
Outstanding effort. You love seeing that kind of intensity, and you love seeing it from guys that aren't on the court that much. Really feeling like they're in a...
So it's great to be here. I love the atmosphere here, and they do a great job of bringing everybody together from the city to watch some basketball.
Talk to me a little bit about how the support for the Stingers has changed since you started in 2022 and what that growth in support means.
It's grown a lot, and I think it shows around all of Canada how basketball is growing as a whole, and they've done a good job, especially with the Stingers organization and showcasing basketball, especially during the summer, for everyone to see in Edmonton.
Back in Germany next year, is that the plan?
I'm still undecided right now, but we will see.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Okay, back to you. Paul, Mark?
Thank you very much, Sarah. Thank you. Here, back underway in the fourth quarter. Isaiah Osborne hit a big three-point shot to restore an 11-point lead for Edmonton. But, Paul, we've seen a lot of runs in this game, and we know the Scarborough team can go on a run at the drop of a hat.
Well, they can, but right now the Stingers are more than up to the challenge. Isaiah Osborne has found his groove. Elijah Miller is running the offense like we know Elijah can, and we're getting contributions from everybody on both ends of the court.
Through three quarters, the Stingers have 29 points coming off the bench. It's taken a full effort tonight, led offensively by Sean East. He's got 25 points along with 5 assists. And for Scarborough, Kat Barber's got a team-high 18 points, and Decravion Smith's got 14. Well, you know, either of those players or this young man right here, David Walker, can get hot. But it's getting early late for the Scarborough team, down by 11.
Down by 11, still a lot of time, like you pointed out. They can come back quickly. But if the Stingers take care of business, they put themselves in a good position again. And we know their history is A, they've never beaten Scarborough. B, sometimes the Stingers, with the lead in the fourth quarter, have some struggles. So this is a great opportunity for them to compete.
Nicholas to Smith. Back to Nicholas in the paint. Nice finish there by Jordan. He's got 6 points, but he's really making his presence felt for the defensive side of the ball. 9-point advantage for Edmonton. Chris Smith seeing more playing time in the second half. Miller weaves through traffic. Smith for 3. Off the mark. Smith, Decravion Smith there for the rebound. Smith shooting 50% in this one for Scarborough. Nicholas. Williams. And Scarborough turns it over. Good job defensively there by Edmonton, making Scarborough uncomfortable in those tight spots.
Very well said. Uncomfortable in tight spots, swarming defense, making sure every time you're putting the ball on the deck that you think somebody's there bothering you. Good shift for both Chris Smith and Elijah Miller. Great contributions. Time to get Sean East back in the game. 25 points. Oh, and by the way, I want to jump back to the great interview that Sarah just had with Ahir. Ahir Guak, what an outstanding player, what an outstanding person. Great to have him back in Edmonton. Of course, would love to see him in the gold, but he had a knee injury last year, and he was a tremendous contributor to the Stingers in his time here.
Hornsby is fouled by Cope. As Scotty Lindsay was trying to telepathically call for the ball there. He's just right lined up with us. Couldn't quite. He's going to get the ball now in his hands. Lindsay. He's got 11 points. Bumped by Smith. And it's going to go back to Scarborough.
Well defended by Smith.
Yeah, foul called against Lindsay. That is going to be his second.
Scotty felt there was some contact when he went to the basket that he initiated. It was a no call by the official, and then Scotty got the foul, giving the Stingers 2 early in the quarter.
Three-pointer for Williams, off the mark. Here comes Sean East. Saying it all night, Paul, but every time East gets the ball, 2 black jerseys swarm him immediately, and they're going to start needing to cover Keon Ambrose Hilton for 3.
Just saw a big grin out of Keon. He plays with such joy.
No bucket, as they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. Jaden Koch. We'll get a look at that replay there. The three-pointer by Keon Ambrose Hilton. The Scarborough Shooting Stars continue their West Coast road trip. They visit the Vancouver Bandits on Tuesday for a Canada Day matchup. Tip-off at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Catch the game nationwide on TSN, TSN Plus, and CEBL Plus. Next up for the Edmonton Stingers, they continue their 4-game homestand on Tuesdays. They welcome the Montreal Alliance to the Hive. Tip-off right here at the Edmonton Expo Centers at 4 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Eastern. 6:40 to go in the fourth quarter, and that is a big three-pointer there by Khalil Miller. Keeping the Shooting Stars in this one, 83-74 Stingers lead. East. Lindsay. Stops, pivots. No good. Barber there for the rebound. Osborne staying close to Barber. Three-pointer here for Miller. No good. Here comes Edmonton looking for a response. Lindsay. Drives, no good, gets his own rebound, and with the left hand off the glass. Really nice second effort there by Scotty Lindsay. Barber. East all over Barber. Smith for three. That is good. Traquavion Smith keeping his team in this one. 85-77, 5.5 remaining.
Scarborough is not going away anytime soon. They're too good. They're too explosive. One thing that Scotty's doing is he's making his mind up pretty early in a possession that he's going to take it and he's going to take a shot. He has some opportunities to kick it out to open teammates because they are keying on him now. Mason Boursier comes in both for a defensive lift, and I also think to help get the offensive flow back and back to ball movement emphasis and not so much one-on-one. Yeah,
we mentioned it earlier, but Boursier does so much stuff that is not going to show up in a box score, but you know a coach absolutely loves having number 22 on the floor just because he does a lot of the nitty-gritty and some of the dirty work. And a foul called here. It's going to go against Jaden Koch.
Well, you have an elite scorer in Sean East on the floor. Isaiah Osborne is a great shooter. Ambrose Hilton, Nick Hornsby, both are very capable scorers. You need a guy who can do the little things, and he certainly does that.
As Koch rips that out of the hands of East, and here comes Smith. Pulls up for three. No good. Young with the rebound.
Big addition to Scarborough. Young is tough.
It's been giving Edmonton headaches all evening long. Barber misses to the left, and a great job there by Ambrose Hilton to poke that loose. Ends up in the hands of Hornsby. Fires a bullet to Osborne. Great passing here by Edmonton. Hornsby tried to go up, and a great job there by Koch. He's going to take the foul, but prevented what was surely 2 points for Edmonton. He's going to put Nick Hornsby at the line to shoot a pair.
One of the things the Stingers have done much better is we talk about rim-to-rim running, and you love it when your post does it, but when your whole team is emphasizing getting down the floor quickly, you get opportunities like that where the defense falls to sleep, and you're going to the basket and forcing them to make a decision. In this case, it ended up being a foul on Nick Hornsby, or sending Nick Hornsby to the line.
Nick Hornsby, captain of the Edmonton Stinger team.
What a great leader. Just a tremendous person.
As he goes 2 for 2. Hits his free throws. You know, coaches love that as well, too.
Stingers overall, they got some really good free throw shooters. East shoots north of, I'm going to go directional, north of 90%. But, yeah, Scotty Lindsay, excellent shooter. Nick, real solid.
Traquavion fires a bullet over to Barber for three. It's
well
going to be short, well contested, and it's going to be Edmonton ball. Khalif Young disagrees with that, but I don't think we're going to see a challenge with It says 4:20 on the clock, but of course we have target time approaching very, very quickly. East. Hornsby. Ambrose tilted to Osborne. Osborne playing some big minutes in the fourth quarter. Bumped and fouled by Khalif Young. Great take there by Osborne, and a bad time to take a foul if you're Scarborough.
The claim is that he was going straight up, but he leaned into Isaiah when he went to the basket. He initiated contact. You have to make that call.
Paul, earlier tonight you were talking about, what is the attendance going to be when it's such a nice summer day here in Edmonton? I've got those numbers. Official attendance, more than 2,765 people in attendance here at the Expo Center. And like Ahir said, support for the Stingers really has grown in the last few years. You see it in the jerseys and the autograph sessions and the kids and the camps.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And it's got to be interesting for Ahir, who isn't able to get back that often, to see how it's grown. Like, we're talking about a beautiful day. Early on with the Stingers, a day like this, the crowd would be half this, if that.
89-77 Stingers lead. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on TSN Plus, Game Plus, and CEBL Plus, powered by TonyBet.
Eliminating the 15-point halftime lead very, very quickly. But what they haven't been able to do is level themselves out and just play basketball. They've been very emotional. They've let the officiating really get to them. And I think that you have to give the Stingers a lot of credit for maintaining their focus.
Target is up to 98. Sarah, what'd you hear in those timeouts?
They are just, Smith talking again and again about believing that they can come back. They think that this is not an insurmountable feat to achieve, and there's a lot of passion there that it can happen. He just kept saying, be mature. We know we can do this.
First to 98 is going to take home this one. Also going to win their third in a row. So we've seen some very interesting finishes as Isaiah Osborne gets a big three-pointer here for Edmonton.
Is he ever dialed in tonight? And kudos to his teammates for finding him when he's open. Great cross-court pass.
Smith. Jumper is fouled. He is fouled. So that will send Trakavion to the line to shoot a pair. But now, if you're Scarborough, Paul, there's going to be a lot of, you got to score, you got to stop, right? There is no such thing as a 21-point shot, as I do live math in front of a microphone. You're going to have to get some stops and starts. And if you're Smith, you're going to have to hit these shots. You have no margin for error if you're Scarborough.
There's no margin for error. We're back to a 15-point dwindling. I mean, you're narrowing in 6 points. Edmonton wins. Scarborough's got to score 20. So you've got a long way to go, but you can only do it one at a time. So you're right, Mark. You got to hit these shots. You got to get a stop and just go one possession at a time.
Well, and one thing we can also watch is Cat Barber. He is just one steal away from a big milestone. 100 steals in regular season games. Only 2 other players in the CEBL history have achieved that. He'll be looking to do that now in target time.
Hornsby with a nice response. Thank you for that, Sarah. I feel like Barber's been all over the floor tonight for Scarborough in the best possible way. He's one of your players to watch, Paul. He's been outstanding tonight.
He's been tremendous. Scarborough went back into their zone and they forgot their positioning. And easy score for Hornsby. They come right back, though.
Ambrose Hilton. That's going to drop through. And a timeout called by Scarborough, down to their last legs, 96-81.
This is the way you finish in target time, is you maintain being aggressive. Good on Keon Ambrose Hilton for running the court. Great lead pass by Sean East, once again, for the easy bucket, putting them within 2 points of a victory. Pushing. No matter what happens here, just keep pushing.
Donovan Williams. Guarded by Osborne. Corner, Barber 3. I don't know what happened there. He lost the handle. Here comes East. He's going to go one-on-one against Smith. East for the win. He does it. The Edmonton Stingers 6. They have won 3 in a row, and I don't quite know what happened at Scarborough at one end.
I do. He went up to shoot, but it was a closeout by Sean East was so effective, he didn't shoot, and he dropped the ball, and you can't pick it up. That's a travel.
Wow.
He waited for his teammate to pick it up, but it was the Stingers, Sean East, who went coast to coast to win the game.
What a finish. What an efficient effort tonight by the Edmonton Stingers. Got out to a large lead in that first quarter, dwindled at times